Couple of things. Again, I don't usually give a fuck what anyone says about me. Who cares? Like, who gives a shit, right? But when it's something that's fucking terrible and it's a fucking pure, just a lie, a bull-faced lie, I'm gonna address it. So, number one, we all know this Tampa this Tampa thing is out here dedicated to try to fucking take me down, whatever. I know, I got the Halloween up. Dedicated to trying to take me down and all that, and I could give a rat's ass. So many people have tried. Whatever. But there are three things that fucking piss me off. Number one, the fact that she's saying that I lied about my dad. That my dad's not in a facility, that my dad's what. So how the fuck do I make this shit up? So what'd we do? Go ask a fucking rehab center if my dad can sit there for a minute so we can do a TikTok video? Get the fuck out of here. That's why I seen my attorney today. Well, I had this appointment set all week, but everything's transpired in this week, so it was a good time to see her, and she's seen it all. She's gonna watch the videos that are posted and all that. First of all, my dad is very sick, and I'm just going to give you all the details. So, and what was it? It was May. It was like the last week of May. I went over to my parents' house one day, and my mom was there, she was cleaning, and my dad was sitting in his chair shaking like a leaf, and I was like, dude, you look like you're in bad condition, what's wrong? He says, I don't know, I don't feel right. And I said, you need to go to the fucking hospital. Lana's like, we decided we're gonna go tomorrow, and I was like, he needs to go now. Anyways, my dad and I and Lana all got into a little argument, and I was like, he needs to fucking go, dude, there's something seriously wrong, but you also can't force someone to go to the hospital that doesn't want to. So I made a big to-do and stormed out of my parents' house. I got in my car and I went to Walmart because I needed to go to Walmart that day. Well, as I'm walking into Walmart, Lana calls me and goes, hey, they are taking your dad to the hospital. That's what all the commotion's about and all this. And I'm kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she said, well, after you left, his pacemaker went off not only once, a couple of times, and then once the paramedics got here, it went off again. And I was like, okay, so they're taking him to the hospital. That was the last week of May. That was the last day my dad has been home. He has not been home at any time since then. So they take him to IU West. He stays there about a month. And then, or no, he was there, I'd say, about 2.5 weeks. Then they figure out he has MRSA so bad through his system. For those 2.5 weeks, they ran nothing but antibiotics through his blood. Okay? And, because he had MRSA, and it probably set in from the wounds on his feet. We don't really know how he got the MRSA, we just know we got MRSA, right? Well, the MRSA traveled up his bloodstream, connected itself to his pacemaker, and connected itself to his heart valves. So, that was making him really weak, and his oxygen was going down because his CO2 levels were fucked up or whatever. So, they felt like he would be better in a bigger hospital that was more advanced. So, they sent him downtown to Methodist Hospital. Methodist Hospital put him on a machine and all that for a while so that his body could rest and they could try to fight this MRSA. They ended up saying, here's the thing. We have to go in there. He has to go under knife and get this, like, first of all, take the pacemaker completely out is what they want to do because it's attached itself to the damn thing. Then with the heart, that's a whole different complication. He'd have to have heart surgery, which my dad, already in kidney failure, liver failure, and being old and everything else he has going with him, they said he would not make it through that surgery. And so basically we needed to either set up arrangements for him to come home on hospice, or, that was pretty much it. That was it. And they said that he would not survive the surgery. Well, I didn't like to hear that, so he gets out they keep him for a couple more weeks, and they tell us the same thing for a couple more weeks. So now we're in, like, he's gone the whole month of June. So about halfway into July is when they said, you know, we got to make him as comfortable as possible type shit. And I didn't want to hear it, so I demanded a second opinion. So they released him, and they released him knowing that we were going to go to another hospital and have a second opinion. And that's exactly what I did. I took him up to fucking St. Vincent. St. Vincent got a hold of him, started running tests, and was like, oh yeah, he's in bad shape. So they keep him there another 2-3 weeks. They were running all the tests, and they came up with the same conclusion. However, they said that he could have a less invasive surgery, where they go in and they like suck it out of his heart valves or whatever. And as for the pacemaker, they're gonna have to get him stronger, because that's totally off the table as of right now. They told me they do believe he can get stronger from this, but he's going to have to go to rehab. He's going to have to continue his antibiotics and all that. And then once he, you know, starts to heal, they'll reconsider doing the surgery or see where we're at, okay? So after, I don't know, it was probably 2, maybe 3 weeks in that hospital, they sent him to rehab. But in between, okay, here's what I forgot to tell you. So when he was first at IU West, they sent him into a rehab facility. Well, the rehab facility said he was non-compliant because he didn't want to breathe with the machine on his face and all that, and had a bunch of problems, and he started hallucinating real bad. So they sent him back to, I think it was IU West at the time. Well, IU West did all their little tests and all that. Nothing, I'm live. I'm only gonna be for a minute. Don't act like you're shocked. I haven't been live in fucking 3 days. Anyways, they sent him back to the hospital, and that's when they said, well, there's nothing we can do, you know, he's sick. And that's it. And I wanted the second opinion. We took him there. He got released into a rehab facility. He's been there like almost a month now. On Monday, we go in and we have a talk to see where we're going to go from here. That's the honest to God truth about my dad. Why I would make up that my dad's sick? Do you think that what the fuck? Anybody who knows me knows that my dad is the most important person in my life, and I don't play when it comes to him. So they can kiss my ass for that, saying that I'm lying about my fucking dad. Like, really, kiss my ass. Second, when I'm over doing this, it's not because I'm doing sugar booger. That is fucking ridiculous. I'm an alcoholic, not a druggie, okay? I'm smoking a cigarette, and I can't do that when I'm live. That's why I bend over all the time. They're saying that I'm doing like fucking lines and things like that. No, it's not the case. And then the third thing, I have never in my life dumped an animal anywhere, ever. Let me tell you the story on Roxy. So, I have Royal, and at this point, you know, Royal's a pup, and I put in the ad that says, hey, if anyone has a husky and wants a play date, I have a husky that wants one too. So, what's that? This is important. Please don't. What's so funny?
Nothing.
I don't care about that. I got more important things to talk about. So anyways, when I got the I can't do this with all this distraction. Anyways, this shit comes over, says yes, it was like a Friday. Me and Deezy were here. Comes over. Will you sit down or go in there? Because that fucker's not going to shut up. I'll be done in like 5 minutes if I can get out what I got to say. But they won't allow me. Watch the dog. Make sure he don't slip through. Shut the door. Okay. So anyways, basically the dog got dumped on me, okay? And I knew damn well I wasn't even supposed to have one dog. So now I have 2 dogs. 2 big ass dogs at that. So I tried to make it work. I tried to keep her. She wasn't my fucking dog in the first fucking place, okay? So here I am stuck with this menace of a dog who digs holes in my yard, jumps over the fence, is an escape artist like I've never seen. It was terrible. She kept getting out, and like animal control would get called. I bailed him out of jail a couple of times, okay? Well, it got to be where she was doing it every fucking day, and Brian came over to do something, and he about killed himself when he stepped in a hole in the yard, and he was like, what the fuck is this about? And I said, it's that husky, it's that Siberian. He was like, and that really pissed him off. He was like, I told you I didn't want no dogs here. You talked me into one, but I don't want 2 dogs here. He was like, you need to find another home for it, or you need to find another home. If you were around back then, you remember this whole conversation that he had with me. So I put ads out, like needs a new home and all that. I had a few takers, but I wasn't comfortable with any of the options that I had at that point. I didn't like trust the people at all. Well, in between that time, she fucking escapes again. She's out on 267, stopping rush hour traffic. The police are trying to catch her. It took animal control like 20 minutes to get there. They were catching her. I get a phone call from my neighbor saying, hey, Roxy's out on 267 causing a bunch of commotion. You need to go grab her. So I bolt my ass home. I go down to the end of the street. I see her. I see animal control. I see the police officers all out there. I said, Roxy, get over here. And she must have known my tone, right? So I grabbed her. I put her in the car. I come back home. No sooner I'm getting out of the car and getting in there, animal control and the police officers come up and they said, Katie, they said, we are sick and tired of this dog causing a problem. You know, if it happens again, we're going to take her. And I said, I'm looking for a home for her, whatever. And they were like, there are options. There are husky rescues. I'm not going to draw my fucking dog off at a fucking rescue, okay? So I got on the phone and I started calling everybody that I knew. And there was one person that I know, and I don't want to say their fucking name on here because people are fucking evil. He said he would take her, and he has lots of land. He has his own little family and everything, and it was great. She had room to run with him, and still does with him. She has room to run. She's really, like, she's part of the family now, okay? Then what happened is, so no, I did not dump a fucking dog on the side of the road. God damn. People come up with the worst shit to say about me, and that is not fucking true. So then, remember, I had, one of the puppies went to my mom and dad, Raven. Remember the dog, Raven? Well, it got to be too much for my mom and dad. So I called the same dude, and he not only has Roxy, he has Raven too. Both of them. Yeah, what was I going to do? Have me, Royal, the Tittans, all homeless over a dog that wasn't even mine? I loved her and everything. You know, I absolutely loved her, but I could not keep her. She was ruining fucking Brian's house, or his backyard and everything, which Brian told me he'd help me paint. Thank God. I need him to fix the sunroom because there's gaps like down at the bottom and bugs get in and all that. He said he would fix that, and I said I really need help painting, especially you're taller and can get up at the top. He said if I got all the bottom half done, he would come over and knock out the top. He said it won't take long. He said it'll take a day to do this. So I said cool. I told him cool. This was yesterday. And so we're going to do that before winter hits. I told him I want to use that room this winter. But anyways, she was ruining Brian's yard and shit, and Brian gave me the ultimatum. And then when she kept escaping, the cops and the fucking animal control were like, we're tired of dealing with the shit. I had to do something. You know what I mean? That's all there is to it. What was I going to do? Like, you know, Brian saying, oh, you got to get rid of one. What am I going to get rid of Royal? I've had him since he was a baby puppy. No fucking way. That's my dog. So I had to do what I had to fucking do to make sure I kept a roof over mine and my animal's head. And I don't think I'm a bad person for that. I'm sorry. But they want to make a lie up that I just dumped the dog on the side of the fucking road. So those 3 things. The rest of everything they said they can kiss my ass. It's all true and a little bit worse. Fuck them. Don't lie on me though. Like, I do enough wrong. I don't need people to fucking lie on me. 1, my dad is very sick, and he's way better than what he was. He's still in a rehab facility. 2, I don't do sugar booger at all. No, not at all. I fucking drink, and when I'm over like this, it means I'm smoking a cigarette. And the 3rd thing is, I never would dump any animal on the side of the fucking road. That's just ridiculous. Kim never said that. Even Kim will tell you she never fucking said that. That fucking Tampa is lying out her ass because Kim knows exactly what happened. Most of you do because you lived it with me. Like, what the fuck? Kim was there the day that I found the place for Roxy. Why would I move in with my parents? No, fuck no. Fuck no. First of all, it's too many animals between us all. And what, are they gonna move in here? Because my house is bigger. No. Hell no. That's too much. They won't ever leave me alone. But anyways, I got some shit I gotta do today. I just wanted to address those 3 things. I'll address them again next time I'm live. But just for right now, I had to get that out there. And if you hear anyone saying that horse shit, you tell them to say, no, I was around. Or you can say, I know that's not true because she said it's not true. And they're going to be like, where's the fucking proof? Well, where's the fucking proof I dumped the dog off on the side of a fucking road? Where's the fucking proof that I'm supposedly doing sugar booger? And where's your proof that my dad's not in the fucking hospital? So, yeah, he's not. He's in a rehab facility. But might as well be the same fucking thing. He calls it jail. So yeah, that's that. And I'll be back probably later tonight. Alright. Love you all. Mean it. Ciao. Bye.